Hi guys, I'm Rebel Star Girl. Before I get into the content of today's video, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment with any critiques, questions, or suggestions. In today's video, I'm making shrink-dink keychains, but I'm using print-on shrink-dink paper, which I didn't even know existed until a month ago, and I was so excited when I found it because the idea of being able to make my design digitally and then be able to print more than one of them was just awesome to me because I love the way shrink-dink looks. Like, it's such a cool concept and it's so nice, but normally you'd have to use like paint pens or paint or something like that, and then you'd have to redraw it every time you wanted to make one. So this just sounded so awesome. Spoiler, 3 of these designs will be up on my Etsy, so definitely go check it out. I just had my first sale today, which I was so excited. One of my best friends bought a painting and a sticker pack, so I'm so happy. If you guys want to check it out, link will be in the description. So with that said, let's jump right in. For these keychains, I decided to go with chibi versions of different characters and then add in some background element to them. The first character I'm doing is Kano from Demon Slayer. She is one of my favorite characters. She's a bit more of an obscure character, only appearing in a couple episodes, but I really related to her when I first saw her. The way that she responds to her backstory, I don't know, I kind of related to that, so she became one of my favorites. Also, I like all the colors and the butterflies and stuff. I also designed her sword because originally I wanted all these keychains to have one big element and then like a little separate charm to go with them. Unfortunately, when I ended up printing all these out, it didn't really work like that. I also couldn't think of charms for all of them that I really liked, so I really like the way the sword came out drawing-wise, but it doesn't end up being in the final keychain. The next character I'm doing is my OC Zach, and I think this one is my favorite out of all the designs, maybe tied with Kano. But out of my OC ones, this is definitely my favorite. I drew him sitting with his little sketchbook, and I feel like a lot of times whenever something is designed like around art or themed around art, it's really all paint and paintbrushes. So while I did have him holding a paintbrush in one hand and did the classic like paint splatters in the back, I tried to incorporate other art mediums. So he's holding a marker in one hand, there's a pencil over there, and a little bit later I add in a digital art glove onto the hand holding that paintbrush. For this one, I did end up doing a little charm to go with the main design. It's a sketchbook and some sketches that resemble 2 of my other OCs. This next design is another OC. This is Naomi, and this one is themed around music and singing because that's kind of her thing. And actually, originally, I really didn't like this design. When I first did the sketch for it, I really just didn't like it, but now it's like one of my favorites.
I think this one is my favorite.
Originally, she was just standing there holding the microphone, so I tried to make it look a little bit more dynamic by making it look like she was dancing. I'm also super happy with the background for this one because I don't know why, I just think it's really creative to have these like squiggly lines that look like the music sheet paper and then have music notes on that instead of just like doing music notes around or something. I just think it's a little bit different. If you guys have seen some of my other videos, you will know that I really like this obscure manga called Claylord, Master of Golems. This manga is so obscure, there's like no merch and no anything for it. Like when you Google it, you just get the manga covers. Like no one knows about this thing. So whenever I do this kind of stuff, I like to do characters from it so that I can have some pins and keychains and merch and stuff because I can't get it anywhere else unless I make it myself. So I went with one of the main characters. I was gonna do like the main character, but I couldn't really think of a pose for him, so I just went with this girl because this is pretty much how she always stands. This is like her pose, so I figured it'd be pretty easy. I was also getting a little bit tired at this point. I think she was the last one I did, so I kind of wanted to just do something simple. I also did a design of my OC May, but I did that thing with the footage where I either like left it running or something and it ended up too long for my computer to process and it would have just been a hassle, so I'm just telling you I did the design. You'll see it when I'm printing. Alright, now that all the designs are done, I'm going to do some testing. I'm going to break out my normal shrinking paper and draw in like pretty much like the rough size of this so that I can get an estimate of how big they're going to be and get the right size. So I'm going to do some testing on this normal shrinking paper before I move into my printer one because it's much more expensive and I don't want to waste it. After getting the sizes that I wanted, I moved on to printing it out on the 2 different kinds of shrinking paper that I got. I bought some print-on shrinking paper for this video, but they had 2 different kinds. One was clear that looks more like the original Shrink and one was white, and I wasn't sure what the difference was or how they were going to look, so I decided to get both and test them out. So the difference between the 2 shrink papers is very obvious. This is the clear shrink paper, and this is the white, and as you can see, before shrinking, this to me is looking a lot nicer, but we'll see how they look after shrinking. So here's the difference between the 2 papers. I tested it on these small ones. I think I like the white better. It's like a lot more clear, whereas this green, I mean, they're both really cute, but I think I'm gonna go with the white. Now that the testing was done, what was left was to print, cut, punch the holes, and shrink them. I left a white border around my images, 1 because I do like this look, and 2 because shrink ink is kind of hard to cut and it has a tendency to kind of rip if you're trying to get around small details, so I left the border to make it a little easier on myself. Now for everybody's favorite part of a shrinking video, the shrinking. Now, if you've seen videos of people doing shrink ink before, you've probably heard this said, but you do not want to take the shrink inks out too early. They will crinkle into all sorts of weird shapes. Just let them sit. They will flatten out. And if you take them out too early, they will get ruined. Also, you want to lighten your images. The colors will get darker when you shrink them. I sealed these in using a new spray sealant that I got, but I don't know how much it did. I'm thinking maybe I should have done more coats. And here are the final products. Let me know what you guys think. Here's all of the designs side by side. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Also, these 3 of my OCs will be available on my Etsy, so please go check it out. I've also got some stickers and paintings up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, I have no idea what the next video is going to be or when it is going to come out, but whatever it is and whenever it does, I hope to see you then. Bye!